So if you come to the back of the ignition switch and you're testing and you're not reading anything, okay, you need to see what are you reading. Are you reading an open, meaning that there's a break on the wire from here to the fuse, or is it grounded? Are you getting a ground signal on this wire when you should actually be getting power? So if you're getting ground, that means that the wire is grounded to chassis somewhere between here and the fuse box, which is fuse F51, okay? Because we already checked the fuse and the fuse is fine and we're not getting power here, so that means that there's a break on the wire, okay? But I still suggest to go ahead and go to the RF hub and test the RF hub and see if you're getting power there. Okay, so I've checked the fuse F51. Now I'm gonna make sure that there's power getting here. So if I probe this wire, okay, and I don't get any reading, that means that there's a break in this power feed from fuse 51 to the ignition switch. Now if I probe here and I get ground, that means that the wire is grounded somewhere to chassis, and I need to follow the wire and find where the short is to ground or the break of the wire is, okay? And of course on this one I'm going to read ground, and if I don't get ground, here I'm getting ground, okay, I'm getting ground. If I were not to get ground, then that means that there's a break on this wire, and again, but right now there's a break on this red wire because I'm not getting any power, and yet the fuse is fine. But I still suggest to check the power to the RF hub to see if the RF hub is getting power and only the ignition switch is not getting power. So that helps us to determine where the break may be in the vehicle. Here I'm testing the power coming to the red wire from fuse 51, and I'm not getting any reading. I'm actually getting an open circuit, okay, because obviously there's nothing connected to the wire. And so at this point I need to trace this wire all the way to fuse 51 and see why it's not getting power. Now if this was grounded and I would get a ground here, then it would be that there's a short to ground for the red wire somewhere here going all the way down to the front to fuse 51. But I'm going to test the ground. The black wire, I am getting ground, so that black wire is fine. So my problem is in the red power feed for the RF hub.